most of us we are stuck. So the reason why most of us as young people we are stuck, number one, not accepting our responsibility is the first reason why we feel stuck. We feel we are on the same spot. We are not growing. We don't accept our responsibilities. You know this is what you are supposed to do. You don't do it, but rather you want to shift that responsibility to someone else. And when you shift it to somebody else, you see yourself on the same position. Because the situation that comes up, it needs you to react. Because when you react, it's a sign that you are responsible. But when we don't react, we feel stuck at the same spot. Number one, we must learn to develop ourselves if you want to be responsible. If you want to move further in life, you must learn to develop yourself. And when we talk about developing yourself, look at yourself as a person. What are the areas of your life you need to develop them so that you can move further in life? Because we feel stuck because we are not self-developed. Maybe in terms of your communication, in terms of a skill, or in terms of career even, we feel stuck. So you must learn to develop yourself in the areas whereby you need knowledge. When you develop yourself, you'll not be stuck, you move further. Learn to communicate. Accepting responsibility is learning to communicate. Most people here, when it's time, they say, come and give observation. You cannot give observation because you don't know how to communicate. And as a result of that, you feel stuck. As long as you cannot communicate, you cannot express yourself. And if you cannot express yourself, you always feel stuck. The next thing is association. The kind of people we associate with, we also tell ourselves, they cannot corrupt me. I know myself. I know my rights. When you associate with the right people, you are bound to be stuck in life. But when you associate with the rightful people, people that you come together, you share ideas together, you work together, you build together, you move further in life, you take a step ahead in life. The next thing, we don't ask ourselves questions. At this stage of my life, what do I need to do as to take my responsibilities? At this level of my life, what exactly do I need to do to be the person I want to be? All this comes as a result of us being responsible. When you are responsible, you ask yourself questions. And if you can ask yourself questions, then you will generate answers. Because every question has an answer. The next thing, we don't want to follow basic steps and stages in life. That's why we are stuck. Everybody just wants to reach the story video without using the staircase. That's the truth. All of us, we are looking at the staircase. There are about 18 steps. How am I going to get up here? There's no way to get up. So you are looking for how you can send a rope up here, then hold the rope and climb up. It's not possible. Most of us young people, we are stuck because we don't want to follow basic steps and rules of life. We just want to be catapulted to the next level. And that's why some of us, you just finished school and you're seeing somebody that's carrying maybe a kind of big bag. And you're like, that's my age mate. My age mate cannot be carrying this kind of big bag while I'm still suffering. Then your age mate took responsibilities while you were still stuck. Then your age mate discovered a lot of things about life while you were still relaxing. So you cannot compare. There are people that discover themselves very early and they start working earlier. But there are people that discover themselves late in life. So you cannot compare with those kind of people. In as much as your age mate, yes, but the time when they discover themselves is different from when you discover your own self. Number two reason why we are stuck is that we are not accountable to ourselves and to the people around us. We are stuck because we are not accountable. And when I talk about we are not accountable, who am I and what can I do to be better? It's a sign of accountability. Looking at yourself, ask yourself, who am I? What can I do as a person so that I can be better? I can be better as a daughter. I can be better as a son. I can be better as a wife. I can be better as a mom. Who am I? What can I do? When you are accountable, you question yourselves. You question your who. Because you want to be accountable on how you live your life every single day. You don't just want to live your life because you know today is Friday, normally tomorrow will be Saturday. No. You want to be accountable by how you spend each day. How you spend every hour. How you spend every minute. I think it was on Sunday in church when they preached a chapter in the Bible that was talking about how God gave seats or or Jesus gave seats to people to preserve those seats for him. He gave somebody 5 seats, he gave some 3, he gave some 2, and he gave another person 1 seat. When it was time, he came back and asked the person with 5 seats, give my seat back. The person told him that the 5 seats that you gave me, Jesus, I have multiplied it, now there are 10 seats. He went to the one that he gave 3 seats, the same thing. He went to the one that he gave 2 seats, the same thing. And now he went to the one that he gave 1 seat. That one took his own 1 seat, went and buried it down and covered it. And when Jesus came and asked him that, where is the seat I gave you? He told Jesus that, I know you are a very difficult person. So I did not want that the time you come and ask me the seat is not available. So I went and buried the 1 seat. This is the 1 seat you gave me. Jesus said, you this greedy servant. He took that 1 seat from the person and added it to the person that had 10. When you are accountable every single day, you will ask yourself, what am I doing every day to increase my living standard? What am I doing every day as a daughter to be a good daughter? What am I doing every day to be a good wife? What am I doing every day to be a good mother to my children? It's about accountability. And when you are accountable, you cannot be stuck. But when we are not accountable, we feel stuck. Accountability, I said, take actions and be engaged. If you want to move further in life, take actions and be engaged. Don't just come to CSME because you want to be in CSME. Be engaged. 100% be full in. We avoid critics because we feel we are okay. And that's another reason under accountability. We are not accountable for the mistakes we make. We are not accountable for critics. When somebody criticizes you like, I don't like the way this your thing is supposed to be like this. We are like, who are you to correct me? When you are an accountable person, when they give you critics, it's a plus to building your life. So you take that critics and you add it to your to the things you have to work on. Somebody just corrected me. They didn't like the way I did A, B, C, D. So I'm going to write it down as a point I need to work on. This can only happen if you are somebody who is accountable. You are looking at yourself every day, I want to be better. So when people criticize you, you go and work on it so that you can be better. Because when people keep criticizing you for the same thing every single time, it is, if you are not careful, it can become a lifestyle. Number 3 reason why we feel stuck. We don't have goals. When you don't have any goal for the day, when you wake up, you are like, okay, today I'm at home. You can even sleep and wake up by 10 o'clock because you don't have goals for that day. But people who have goals, they are oriented. When you go to bed, you're already asking yourself, what will I do tomorrow? Where will I go to tomorrow? What are my objectives for tomorrow? How many pieces do I need to make? How much extra do I want to make? How am I going to pitch? When you have goals, it pushes you. When you have goals, even the time you wake up is different from people who don't have goals. True of us. True. People who don't have goals, they can sleep until even 10, 11. But when you have a goal for the day, even the time that you wake up from your bed is different. We don't define under goals. We don't define exactly what we want for ourselves. That is why we are everywhere. When you don't have a goal, you are everywhere. If you hear that now is a promotion of MTN SIM cards, you are there. You hear that now is the time for mangoes, you are selling mangoes. You hear that, okay, now it's CSME, you are in CSME. Tomorrow you hear that another company is out, you are there. You are just everywhere. The reason why we are everywhere, but we have nothing to show, is because we don't have exactly and well-defined objectives and goals. When you have a defined objective, you have a defined goal. As a student, you are here, you are working and you are going to school. You are working and you are going to school. What is your goal here? It means your motive here is that you need money. And that's why you must be fully engaged to make that money. Because if you are not fully engaged, you will just be one leg working, one leg in school. At the end you fail your exam, the money you are looking for, you will not make it. We don't have goals. The next point is our what? We don't set time frame to see results. Some people, as you are here for example, you say you want to make 10 pieces, but there's no time frame. You just want to make 10 pieces for today. How do you want to make that 10 pieces? Is it from 9 to 2, from 9 to 3, or from 9 to 4? When you set time frame, it makes you to be proactive. It pushes you to be proactive when you set time frame. But when you don't set time frame, you keep saying that there's still enough time, there's still enough time. Before you realize, it's 4:30 and you're back in the office. setting time frame is very, very important, because when you set time frame, it pushes you to become proactive, and when you are proactive, you will realize your objectives. Still under goals, we are frustrated by what we see our friends and relatives already achieved, but we forget that those our friends and relatives, they find out their passion, they find out their purpose while we still enjoying ourselves. We spend more than we earn. This is another reason why we are stuck. We are stuck in life. Every day you are making money, but you are on the same spot. Every day, because you make the money, you eat the money, you end at the toilet. You make the money, you eat the money, you end at the toilet. So our lives is just, we are just rotating from the same circle. We are just rotating on the same circle, because our life is about make the money, chop the money, end at the toilet. Make the money, chop the money, end at the toilet. Nothing is coming in. Our income is stable. We are not improving. We are just on the same financial situation, but we are spending more. That's why becoming a civil servant has never been my passion. Becoming a civil servant has never been my passion, because when they say a salary at the end of the month is 250,000 francs, it means it is that 250,000 francs that you have to work on. That's when people draw their program. House rent 50,000, your child school fees maybe 50,000, depends, and then feeding in the house. It's only about 7 of you. There are no Cameroonians or Africans. They give birth to so many children. They're your sister's children, your uncle's children, your brother's children. All they're in the same house. So at the end, there are about 14 of you in the same house. All that you are feeding money for that month is about 150. So you see that you are making about 250,000 francs as salary. But when that money enters, you don't even have savings, because the money is already spent. As an entrepreneur, we don't depend on salary. We depend on commission. And it's not fixed. That's why if you work hard, it can increase, and the day you decide to relax, it drops. But a civil servant, you are stuck. Next point, we are stuck because we like to play the blame game. We like to blame everyone else and not blame ourselves. We like to complain about A, B, C, D and not look at ourselves. What is my own fault in this? When you keep blaming people and not seeing your own errors, you will be stuck. The next reason why we are stuck is how we assume that more than we believe. Yes, we are stuck because we assume more than we believe. See, you want to think about this thing? I know that that's how that thing is. So you have not even seen it. You know that's how it is. It will all be better if we decide it is the time. It is time for you to come out from that place where you have been stuck. It can only happen when you decide that this is the time. It is the time for me to change my mentality. It is the time for me to change the way I think. It is the time for me to change the way I see things. Then we can take another step in life. All those stories that our parents used to tell us that this is our neighbor that is rich and occultic man. It is time to change that mentality. It is time to remove the assumptions. All rich people, they will tell you they are occultic people. Do you know why? Because rich people sacrifice more than those of us that we are poor. A rich man wakes up from bed by 4 o'clock, maybe goes to his computer, trying to check his emails and all that. But you will sleep until about 8 o'clock. That's the time you wake up. You see that in school even. Rich people, their children go to school early, more than poor people, their children. 2 of us. Some of you do not answer. Maybe you think it's a lie. Rich people, their children go to school earlier than poor people.